broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, between the sheets. Hello.
Immerse yourself in me.
Real sexy. I don't know who chose this, but I appreciate it. Was it you, James? Welcome, AfterBuzzers, to yet another edition of the Satisfaction After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. If you're not already subscribing, please hit that lovely, lovely subscribe button right down below. And if you're listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud or any of those things, then give us the thumbs up, right, Khaliel? Thumbs up?
That's right.
Thumbs up, Lauren?
Give us a thumbs
Give
up
us a thumbs
for
up.
satisfaction.
Oh, I know.
I think we all should just turn on that voice. Like,
Yeah.
Turn on the
Because I like how you were
Hello,
giving the
hello,
instructions
everyone.
in that
Hello.
sexy voice.
I'm your host, Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean. And to my left is the beautiful Blake. Blake, where can they find you?
Yes, I'm Blake, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
Khaliel.
I'm Khaliel Abooboo.
Look at how he embraces his microphone too.
All up on it.
And I'll let you know right now, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Khaliel Abooboo.
Ooh.
Wow, mountain.
I'm like Steve over here.
Woo. Lauren,
All
Salaun.
right, everybody.
Where can they find you?
I'm Lauren Salaun, and you can find me everywhere online at Lauren Salaun.
I feel like that was just the imitation of something that I've seen in my life, and I don't know what it was, but like her voice
Her
doing
specifically?
that.
Sexuality.
Pure
was-
sexuality. That was
It's
it.
that, it's that Viagra commercial that comes on every episode
With the
of
girl in her,
Satisfaction.
like,
And her
sports jersey.
like, football jersey.
That
I
was
told
amazing.
you guys, someone thought that was me.
Exactly.
It's not.
It is not Lauren, guys.
It's not
It's not
her.
Lauren in the Viagra commercial.
Hey, she probably got paid well for that.
Maybe
Or she didn't.
Or she didn't. Or she didn't.
She just got paid in Viagra.
Got some
I don't
pills.
know.
I don't know.
Speaking of Viagra, this episode, which was episode 6, called
Great segue.
Through Negotiation, had a lot of sexual relations where Viagra could have been involved. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Indeed.
Right?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yes.
The show kick-started with Neil and Grace in bed. Of course.
That was probably.
loved that.
Yeah, I loved
You
it
loved
too.
that. Yes.
I was, like I said, I was very happy to not watch the show next to all of you because
Oh.
that scene really,
Turned you on.
it really touched me.
It was a spicy
I felt-
scene.
I was
It
connected.
was steamy.
was.
Now, wait, are you referring solely to the actual them in the bed or everything that followed
No,
thereafter?
the bed part was
The
kind of
whole
boring.
scene.
With
The whole-
Grace like had a little hissy fit sort of
She
thing.
did.
I need things spicy and exciting. I'm not this kind of
I
girl.
need
Can
some
you please do
boring
that in your
housewife.
steamy voice instead?
Oh, not that little whiny now.
Yeah.
I'm not some boring housewife who likes it in the bed. I
Now-
like surprises.
This show is just like, what are we doing this episode?
Bed.
James, how's it going in there? Wow.
Loving it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but when she like left that bedroom and she looks back at him, sort of like, "Hey, follow me." Ooh,
But wait, were you all surprised when she said, I don't like it this way. We better...
Yeah, yes,
I don't,
yes.
yes, I was because
I
I,
was
don't
completely
think she
surprised.
even really knows that she doesn't
No.
like it like that. She's still figuring out.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
this whole
I
like new
completely
like
agree.
crazy sex thing is new for her.
And then for Neil to hear her say that, I feel is the most shocking. Because in
Yes.
his mind, he doesn't know what she's been up to. So he's just like, you do?
Uh-huh.
You do like it this
I
way?
love that he like went.
He went for it.
It was like,
along
oh,
for it.
okay
He's-
then.
He
He's
used
like,
his
I didn't
training.
know we were married. Bah! Throws that vase, like slams her into the table and then on the floor, like all that. They were
What was
super
your
hot.
favorite of that whole thing?
I was like, which
Lauren?
position
part
you on?
specifically, since I can tell there was a moment for you that really resonated.
No, I like
Share
the
with the
whole
class.
the whole montage. I guess
Yeah.
I really liked the like
agree.
slam onto the table like vase throwing
Okay.
business.
I will say that
Yes.
scene, it resonated with
We
me
already
as
know
well.
that,
And
Khaliel.
then but so to the middle of the episode, I was still riding
Oh,
high.
wow. Oh,
Until
just from that.
Yeah, just from that one.
Impressive.
Did you take a Viagra?
Good question, James.
Good point. Well,
Plus
and
one.
also the whole entire montage was in slow motion.
Yes.
So everything was
Exactly.
just like way more
Everything looks
intense.
better in
It's like
slow mo.
the
My snaps look better in
morning
slow
and
motion.
stuff, and she's like in her little t-shirt and underwear, like super hot.
I will say, so I think my favorite portion of that whole thing was right when Adriana showed up and she was lying on her side, like just all
On the floor?
off to the side, and she just was like just so exasperated by the whole thing.
Like, stay right there.
Yeah.
Don't move. Like, yeah.
Is this a bad
Tell her.
time?
Tell her, Neil.
Yeah, which, can we talk about that for a minute? I was super, I didn't like that moment.
What?
I was
Which one?
When she
offended.
showed up?
When she
Yes.
laid on the floor when Adriana showed up.
When Adriana showed up,
yes.
I was
Oh,
fine
yeah.
with her on the floor. That's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
It's fine. But I didn't like when Adriana showed up because, okay, number one, this whole scenario seemed very out of place for Neil and Grace, and it was like a wonderful out of place
Yeah,
experience.
but it fit
So
at the
why?
same time.
Yeah, it was like perfect. So why leave that? Like Neil really had to get up and see who was at the door.
Right.
Like I'm just saying, 90% of the time when someone knocks on my door, I don't even go answer it
Well,
just
because
pretend we're not
I'm
there.
just like I'm
What if
asleep.
it was the mailman?
I don't care. I yelled
You
to
know
them.
how long-
Sorry, I'm asleep. No one's here.
I'm in the bathroom.
She did it in her anti-sexy voice.
Yeah. Get away. So he's in the middle of something pretty important.
Yeah.
Why do you
I
care
agree.
who's at the door?
Because he might have needed a break as well. Just saying. He might have
Maybe.
needed a
They're-
break.
Maybe if that truly was the case, maybe. But I was just,
Men do-
and then he peeked outside and saw it was her, and then I really would have been like, ugh, I'm gonna pretend I'm not home. Get back to my other business.
I think he knows better now, though, because Adriana is Adriana, and so I think he knew that she would have like climbed through a window. She would have figured out
Broken something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Taken video, it would have posted to YouTube, like something would have happened. So he just was like, you know what? Let's just nip this in the butt, and I can get back to my business. You know.
business.
And so
Business.
she showed up because apparently, good old Jimmy Valenti, not so goody two shoes anymore. He reneged on his contract, and so now they cannot use the hotel for their sexcapade event or whatever it was that they were doing. Right? Can I call it the sexcapade?
You can.
Yes,
event?
I like sexcapade.
You like
In
that?
fact, you must.
Okay, sexcapades. So, basically, Adriana was like, we need a plan B, and you must figure it out, right? Pretty much?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we cut to,
Oh, well, that's not all.
wait, so what else?
She also left him with an envelope.
Oh, right! Thank you.
yeah.
So, apparently, at the Sexcapades event, they're all gonna have
sure there are more than
dates.
one.
Neil he has to have a date, and Simon obviously will also have a date. But Neil shows it to Grace saying, "Here's my date," right? And
Yeah.
is that how it went down?
Yeah.
And she was
in
like,
his effort to be honest with her,
Right.
he just handed her the envelope to
Which
investigate.
which I
applauded
thought,
him.
that was
Yeah,
good.
I thought that was
Yeah.
good too.
However, then it led to, okay, well, if you have a date, then I need a date. And I was like, good for you, Grace. Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah, I was behind that 100%.
And then it led to, okay, well, if you're going to have a date, then we're going to choose each other's dates. Which then I thought that was actually kind of funny because the whole montage of them like interviewing dates, I was like, really, is this happening?
I enjoyed
But that
that.
happened after Grace went
Right.
to the salon.
Yes.
Because then there was that discomfort. Like, she's like, I don't want you going out with that crazy chick who wants to fall in love with you.
Audrey.
Yeah. So let's pick each other's dates because that'll
What
make
did
me
you
more
think of
comfortable
that
with this
scene?
really weird situation.
What did you think of the
I
whole,
was like, Grace, no, don't do it. What are you doing? Stop. That's
it's
how I was
it's
feeling.
her growing
That's- yeah.
balls. She's growing balls, and she's
Or
like,
something. I
going
thought it
out
was like a
there.
little cray.
It was a little
I mean,
cray.
Yeah.
Though you can't say she's like being a jealous, crazy person
Yeah,
because that's her husband.
yeah.
It's so weird.
I still feel like she was, in a good space with the decision she made to like go check the other chick out. Like if she would have like started beating her over the head, like now you're going crazy.
That's true.
So
She actually held her composure very well
Yeah,
as the woman
yeah.
was like, yeah, I just want to fall in love with you.
I
And
know.
she's like, not
she
even.
kept it together.
She
yeah.
did.
That's why I said she's growing balls.
I'm
I
like
was
talking
proud
about
of
this
her.
like it was real life.
though.
So
Yeah.
weird for Audrey to say that. Like, that's what she's looking for. I want to fall in love. Unless you're totally okay with it being completely one-sided, or you're hoping to like fall in love and like be the one that changes him.
She wants that, Audrey.
You know?
I'm
Yes.
gonna change the hooker with a heart of gold.
That's what she
It's
wants.
happened before.
But that basically led Grace to then say to Neil, no, and we're gonna choose each other's dates, and then she chose like not the right person. I was like, I was like, yeah.
That's who I would choose.
Yeah,
I'd pick like the worst, ugliest, worst one.
She was,
and I'd be like, she's wonderful for you.
She's so sweet.
She's so sweet, and she just wants
really
sex.
nice.
She has a great personality.
Yeah.
just gonna say that.
I got you, James. Her personality is so good.
So
You're gonna
unfair.
love
He
her.
picked a good guy for her.
He did.
That's not fair. Like he really like made sure she would have been okay.
I was impressed with that actually.
And she just like was whatever with it.
Yeah, well,
made
it's a
sure
hard
he
decision,
didn't get the
Khaliel.
old chick.
But it doesn't happen anyway, because then he just shelves the idea. Neil shows up, and I'm kind of like fast forwarding right now.
Should.
But anyway, he shelves the idea.
Okay.
It's like, I'm your date.
And I have an opinion on this.
Tell us.
Okay, so I feel like he's very quick to the whole idea that he can very well continue in this whole escort capacity and date all these women and get these envelopes delivered that show his various dates. But as soon as Grace decides that she wants to partake in
Not
all
okay
of this,
with it.
oh no, that's a little uncomfortable. I don't know about that. So then he totally has to shelve the idea because he's like, wait a minute, if Grace is going to take part in this,
Yep,
I don't
understand
know
it.
so
I'm fine
much.
with
But I
it.
feel
Yeah.
like he shelved it because she was the one who was more uncomfortable with it.
There you go. Look at it
You
that
think?
way.
Her.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
Take it
think
that
she's
way.
still okay. So I think in terms of
Because
her
she's the one
character,
who went to Audrey and was like getting all like, weird about the situation. I feel like he did that
being a
first.
bit
And
of
he
a
was just
sir.
doing his job.
Well, and he still, we know he still wants to end up with her. Like they want to fix things, so it makes sense from
I
that
know. Well, and
perspective,
it's
too.
funny because at every moment that they get together, I have that feeling in my heart where I'm like, they're back together now.
Oh,
No.
you
And then
guys.
one of them, usually him, will say something that implies, no, I'm still back in the business, and then I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
is that how everyone else does their
She's
experience?
a customer. She does it.
I mean,
Don't be so upset.
I definitely think that this is now like the tipping point for both of them. So I think he's going to stay the course, and I think she's going to continue her
Self-discovery.
curiosity, yes, and all that. And it'll be interesting to see how they
Figure it
layer
out.
all that with her. Yes, I definitely think so. I definitely thought, at least from the previews last week, I thought she was going to get more raunchy with someone else in the party. So I wasn't suspecting it was going to be just like, let's look at everything.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Let's observe.
I
Yeah.
mean, based on her at the, in the dental chair with that guy, I was
Yeah, I
like,
thought that was gonna go down.
right. A little bit. I thought it could, no? Not
Oh
you?
no, I really didn't know where it was gonna
Where it was going
Go.
to take us?
this episode.
Yeah, I didn't know either. So, okay, let's just quickly backtrack. So, good old Victor, is losing his mind, and we see him in almost
Poor
a
Victor.
drunken stupor. I thought he might jump off the building
I did too.
when they opened on him. I was like,
did.
oh my god, he's going to leave us.
did.
Spencer Garrett, don't go this way!
Yeah, Neil did too.
He did too. He was like, just step away from the edge. Just step away from the edge. But he does not jump, and they have a bit of a, like, I don't know. They had a cute man-to-man
for you,
chat.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good,
thanks,
that's good.
bro.
Khaliel will summarize the
was the
man-to-man
sum of
chat.
And scene.
Insane.
Because at that point, he didn't know he was going to jail, right? Or did he at that moment in that conversation? He did not.
He did
not.
Right. Okay.
No, he
so
didn't.
it was like, brace yourself, buddy. You're going to jail.
Yikes.
Also, we get Simon kind of going nuts in his own right based on everything that he does not know of what's happening in Argentina based on
Right.
his call to Emma. He shows up at the golf course and threatens his dad's doctor. And I actually thought the other two dudes that were with the doctor might have beaten Simon up. Like, I was like, these guys are holding golf clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just came in and he just with
like,
one
"Get out of
sentence
here."
he's like,
Yeah.
no, it's not really going to happen that way, and then everyone's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. I'm like, in what
like
world would this
old
happen so easily?
satisfaction.
Old dude.
Jeez
Simon's
Louise.
like wearing
They
his
didn't
like
look that
motorcycle
old.
boots and his all
Just like little
black.
aviators.
They're like,
no,
yeah,
it's not going to go
khakis,
down this way.
polos.
But
Okay.
we learn in this exchange that in fact Arthur paid this doctor to concoct a terminal illness, and so in fact Arthur not sick. Well, I
No.
mean not sick to the extent that he's
Not terminally ill.
well, he still could be
Not
with
dying.
something else. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
Wouldn't that be funny?
sick, but not terminally ill, maybe?
Maybe
Something.
sick in the head.
Sick in the head.
He's
That is a
definitely
100% accurate
100%
diagnosis.
sick in the head. And I do want everyone, so think about this for predictions, which we're not doing right this second, but I want you to tell me why he's concocted this terminal illness.
They explained
Just
it.
get ready.
They explained it.
Yeah, at the end, I feel like they hit us with it.
They said that he owes the guy like $5 million.
Oh, right. But do you also think that there's a layer? See, okay, actually, let's talk about that right now. I thought that was BS. Because didn't they totally establish that Arthur was like a billionaire?
Yes, but
And I'm like, what is 50 million to a billionaire?
I thought it was 5, but
5
yeah,
million.
still.
Oh, like 5 million.
No, it might be 50. I
It's
might have
five-
misheard.
Well, 5 or 50 to a billionaire.
Nothing.
Not a whole lot of money, especially if like you don't want someone
was-
killing you in your sleep. You're
those
just like
damn paintings.
The paintings.
I don't know. To me, that wasn't the whole story because to me that didn't connect for me.
Right.
That
Well,
connected
I mean,
for
Simon
you.
does find that article about like, you know, he's looking online and finds an article kind of about like, you know, difficulties with the business, that sort of thing. But yeah, you don't, that much money doesn't just disappear.
Unless it was invested with Victor.
what are the odds?
And then
Well, okay,
it's
so
gone. It's just gone.
who has actually verified that he is a billionaire?
I just thought it was established in like the first couple episodes this season when they started talking about his dad because they equated him with not Hearst, but you know, a big
Because it could also
person.
be that he once was, and that for some reason he's run through all of his money and he has nothing left.
That's totally
Now he
possible.
owes a ton of people, and to someone with zero money, $5 million is life or death. Like you can't make that
Like me.
at all ever. So like both of us, Khaliel, like both of us.
Yeah, no.
So yeah.
To the choir here, guys.
Here you go. Okay, we're all in good company, apparently. Yeah, so then maybe that's his last-ditch effort. He just recently added Simon back to the will, so his thought is, oh, I'll just disappear with wifey over here. I'll put Simon back on the will so he's stuck with my inheritance debt, and I'll snatch his lady so he'll never be happy ever again in life. Because they've got some sort of awful, like, father-son hatred thing going on.
See, now, wouldn't any of the lawyers, like, obviously, I guess I'm answering my own dumb question, that Arthur's paying off all the lawyers who are involved in the will and stuff, but wouldn't somebody notice something like that? Like,
Yes.
wouldn't that will that these lawyers are putting together be fraudulent in some way if there aren't any assets realistically?
Yes, I would think so. Yes. I'm
don't-
gonna go with
I don't
yes.
see how it would
I'm gonna go with
actually
no.
work out to pin it on Simon.
Right.
Though, but I do agree with you.
Yeah.
at the
Because
same
how
time.
does if someone doesn't inherit someone else? Wait, do you inherit?
Oh,
Someone
yes, you do.
Death?
Uh-huh.
In death?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
In death.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yes.
messed up. That is
Their
effed up.
debts.
It's called
and
co-signing.
That's one of the
True
words
thing.
for it. Yeah, you inherit their death, plus you have to pay for their whole burial
If somebody
arrangements
puts
and
you in
everything.
in their will without you, like, what if someone puts you in their will without your permission and you get screwed that way?
Well,
Yeah, see?
no,
No.
it's more so like next of kin. If you're like
Right,
a blood
right, you
relative or
inherit the
something,
estate.
exactly, and the debt.
Right,
So
exactly.
the will is more so for your assets. You
Right,
don't really
right,
dole
right.
out your
Okay.
debts. I don't think you in a will
No,
say,
no.
"I'm
That's
giving
true.
Khaliel all of my debt when I die."
That's true, but you have to settle the estate.
Sorry, Khaliel.
You have to settle the estate.
She's like, for example,
It's very sad. It's very sad.
I do think that we're obviously going to need to get some kind of button on this because things are not quite adding up
Yeah.
yet.
Well, and I think it's actually very possible that he may have just like very long family friend attorneys that maybe are not requiring any sort of like financial information to be seen in order to adjust the will. Like they might say, oh yes, we know your financial standing so well through the years that yes, we'll just amend this right here to put your son back in, no problems, whatever.
Okay,
like I
so
do think that's possible.
Are we assuming right now that Arthur is bankrupt or something?
Possibly. I mean, I think
don't
that
know.
that's...
I don't want to go that far.
I'm going that far. I think
going
so.
that far.
I don't.
I don't know.
I
I
think
also think
he's
there's a
still
layer
bad.
of the whole Emma Simon thing that is at play too that we don't necessarily know about yet. I think
he's
that they're
still
gonna
rolling in
inject
it,
that
though.
into the mix. Just
I
saying.
think we just did predictions, by the way.
I know, but not only for Arthur, so forgive us. Okay.
Your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Hilarious.
They just finished.
Hilarious. All right, so back to Adriana and Neil. She shows up at Neil's office at Bastion. I don't know. It reminds me of the Neverending Story.
Right? Sebastian. That's what I thought of too.
Gotta say, that name it'll forever be in my
Forevermore.
heart. Yes. Shows up, and Neil all of a sudden has just an epiphany that his office should be the location of the sexcapades.
Got it. Great idea.
So
Great idea.
damn risky.
So risky.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, he's a partner, so
Right.
he's like, I'll do what I want. But
and at that point,
dude,
did he know at that point that Victor was going to jail, or
No,
was
he
it right
didn't.
after he was like, we should have it here? Then
Yeah.
Adriana told him, yes, that's how it played
No,
out.
she told him at the party.
At the party, and he's like, Adriana's done something
Yeah.
terrible. I don't
Right,
think I
right,
can
right.
fix it. And then Victor's like, hey,
We're
celebrating already?
So where was Victor where did he think Victor was gonna be during the party? Like, is
At
he
home.
just at
It
home?
was like
Or in
after
jail.
hours.
Yeah, because he was
She
there
said
after
she was in
hours. It's
jail.
like after hours.
It was like an evening thing.
It's
but
an
come
evening
on,
thing.
Nobody's going back to the office for any reason to they forgot something, or they're
Well, I
like,
thought
I'm
the
gonna
office
get
was
caught
closed
up on
down.
the.
Yeah, because the
Oh,
office was
it's
shut
closed because
down. Yes, the SEC.
There we go. That's right.
So it actually was not a horrible
that-
idea.
Well, kind of, because it still doesn't explain why he wouldn't be there.
Yes, it was, because it was no one should be in that office, basically.
But they were.
well,
So if they were
Who's
able to
Victor?
get in, what
Neil
prevented
was,
Victor?
So Neil was there because Neil knew kind of all the underworkings of what was going on with Adriana behind the scenes, talking to Dick at the SEC and blah 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 blah.
Trying to
But
figure this shit
Victor was
out.
under the pretense that he nor any other employee should be at the offices because the SEC had it on lockdown. Yes.
SEC having it on lockdown means nobody can enter or exit?
Correct,
So
because-
then how did Victor get in? Wouldn't there have been a list for the sex party? A very highly guarded...
Well, yes, that should. Yes,
You know?
that,
Oh, you're not on the list for this sex
Loophole.
party. SEC says, get out. You know what I mean?
Maybe he went
Loophole.
through the employee entrance.
Maybe. Victor knew some secret entrance. He was up to some business himself.
He climbed the fire escape. I don't know.
did.
Right? Yeah. It's
Just saying.
Anyhow, that's where the sexcapades transpired at the office, and man, oh man, and it was like a throwback 50s, like the women are in charge party, and everyone got their
Which was sort of like a
Flipped it on its head.
juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Like a not how it was. Not how it was in the 50s.
Ring
not
your
how it
wife.
I think it's
Instead,
so
ring your
interesting that
husband.
they all just get it on like out in the open
In
there.
front of everyone.
With
Yeah.
glass
in
doors
front
and
of
walls.
everyone.
Yeah.
Did you think it was interesting that when Grace at that party sat down right next to, the couple that did the video, the polyamorous video, I don't know what you want to call it, the sharing is caring video.
Sharing is caring. This is a
exactly what
great
it was.
word for it.
Set of words, you mean, Khaliel?
Yes.
Set of words. It's a
Set
great
of
set of
words.
words.
A
Anyway,
phrase. It's a great phrase.
what were your thoughts on her? It was as though she was conducting an interview on
think
some
so.
level.
Yeah, because
Well-
she's trying to figure out how do you make this work, or can you make
Yes.
this work?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
she was conducting interviews the whole entire
Yeah.
episode. I mean, she
would
went and
be-
conducted an interview with Simon out of the blue.
Right. Let's talk about feelings.
Totally. And so it makes sense to me. I
Yeah.
think she's just trying to get a handle on everything. And
I
she doesn't
wouldn't be
know.
surprised if she tried the whole open thing with that couple.
Yeah.
Oh.
Predictions.
Oh,
I think
bang.
I,
I
think
saw
we
that
could
too.
See that
literally,
in the
bang
future.
bang.
Yeah.
Literally, Khaliel.
Bang 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 bang.
That's what I do.
Bangity bang.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I
Yes.
found what the woman was saying so interesting, because she's like, just the whole concept of that, because it's so foreign to how marriages are supposed to work and relationships
Especially
in
in
general
the
and all
50s.
that. Especially in the 50s.
In the
But
50s.
it was just so, they were just so okay with it, and that's their lifestyle and totally normal for them. They're like, things were crappy before we started doing this, and we were lying about, like, what did she say, filling up the car with gas, like stupid crap that you don't need to actually lie about, but just got in such a habit. And they're like, yeah, and then we started having sex with other people, and our relationship was getting stronger than ever. She's like, I would never leave my husband for a better orgasm. I love that
Okay.
line.
Yeah.
Period.
So which was interesting to me because, are they implying that the reason you're married is truly 100% personality? and everything that comes with that, like the caring and the emotional, like spiritual side of things.
just having a
And then
partner
sex
for life.
truly is completely separate. So like you are having good sex, like in your marriage. You do have good sex with your spouse, but you want more sex.
I don't think that's
I'm trying
what
to
she
see
was
like their
saying, that
division
they
of
were
it.
totally
That's how I read
separate.
it.
I think she's saying like it's obviously like the whole package, but then leaving your person for super hot sex with someone else is not worth, like the
not
super
worth
hot
that.
sex
Think
with
of-
someone else is not worth
lust versus
losing
love.
everything else.
Lust
about-
versus love.
Think about
Yeah.
playing basketball, right? Let's say
Let's
I don't
think
do
about
that.
Me and
I
you-
was like, not a good example.
No.
Playing basketball.
like me and you play basketball, and like
Okay.
you're a great rival. Like we have this great rivalry. Going
Like
on.
I'm a baller.
Exactly.
Yes.
you on your
And
team,
then
but
one day,
doesn't
one day I play against Lauren, and like she can ball too, and like it's great. Like I'm never going to give away our rivalry, but I do like playing against different opponents.
I don't really get it, but that's really sweet. Will.
That was a good attempt at explaining it.
It was great. It was great.
Well, because you don't like throw away the entire
Exactly.
awesome thing that you have with someone else for like a little spice. of
Just to play
something with
one
someone
game
else.
with Lauren, like we've been playing ball for so many
My
years.
games
have,
are
we
not
have.
that good, I guess.
Especially what if it was only one
good
hot
at
night and you
basketball.
left your dude for like one hot night and it was like, well,
Right.
that was sad.
I guess it's like the bigger picture of if you're leaving your dude or your situation to have that one hot night, like something is like lacking in your
Right,
situation,
right.
which
Yeah,
is the
for
root
sure.
issue of the bigger picture.
So
I'm-
that's if you're of the
trying to-
philosophy. If you're of the philosophy that you must only have one partner, right? But there's millions, maybe not. I don't know what the numbers are, but
the statistics?
There's many people. I was like, there's many people that are very much. They subscribe to the idea where you're not supposed to have just one.
Right.
One person. You're supposed to have many.
for sex, but you are supposed to have one person to be married to.
Not
It's a very complex idea for me. I'm trying. I'm just saying.
It's
You know,
so
You gotta play basketball.
Interesting.
You gotta play basketball.
that's my problem.
All the answers lie,
Lie in
with
basketball.
basketball.
Love it,
Yeah.
basketball.
Love and basketball.
But I bet if that couple started, falling and having feelings for somebody else in a real way, that would be off limits. Like it's strictly like their extracurriculars are. Yeah, there's going to be some sort of intimate and emotional connection with these other people to a certain extent, but it's like primarily for the sexual aspect, not for like the partnership and everything else that is going on. I guess.
it's a slippery slope,
Slippery
people.
slope.
Right?
I feel like there's many things we can watch on
slippery.
Netflix though to educate you on this.
Okay,
book.
I know.
Yeah,
All right.
There's things.
I've got my homework
There are
set
things.
up.
What did you think about the fact that Grace? So that now we're going in reverse for a second. But when Grace went to go see Simon, to kind of get a little boost of confidence that, in fact, Neil would not fall in love with one of his
Clients.
dates.
Yeah, well, and I thought it was kind of naive of her to be like, well, you must fall in love with women all the time, given this is what you're doing for business. I'm like, no, he must not. He's a professional. This is his job.
Professional. I don't fall
This is
for
his job,
these women.
lady.
His
But I
analogy was good
This is
too,
just
right?
business.
What was the analogy he used?
It wasn't
Where he-
basketball.
No, it was not basketball.
The idea of Neil falling in love with someone else, like I fell in love with you, is like the same
Oh.
probability of getting struck by lightning.
That's
Oh,
right.
right.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
And I think it's easier for her to assume that he falls in love all the time because she's the one that he fell in
Right,
love with.
right.
So she's like, oh, well, it happened with me. That must be how it
whatever.
goes.
must just be how that works.
No, Grace, you're special.
Shut up.
You're
Grace.
special. Well, I did just find it odd that she went to Simon at all.
Yeah.
In this whole thing. I mean,
Because the last time she saw Simon was post.
a long time ago.
Right. I mean,
Right?
It was. I feel like the last time she saw him was right when she left Neil
Mm-hmm.
after Dude died in the pool.
Yeah. I
Maybe.
think that's when the last time
Maybe.
was.
And
that
then
saw
she
him
had a
too.
moment in the shower or whatever with him and was like, oh, wait, this isn't going to work either. And then that's when she went to Adriana'S.
Yes. Exactly.
been a
So it's been a
while.
long time. And it's odd to me that she just automatically finds him so trusting and
Right.
just she can just go confide in him. And it's like, well, he and Neil already have like strange
Yes.
relationship.
Broship.
Yeah.
A broship,
And so
yes.
by her, confiding in him, what information is going to get back to Neil?
Yeah.
Is that a conflict of interest? What's going on here?
They definitely didn't connect the dots between storyline for those two. I
Yeah.
felt. I was like, she's there. Interesting.
We know that they've got that connection that's more than just physical in some way, because she was needing more companionship, I guess, or just more stimulation on all fronts and backs. But so there is some of that, and since he's been doing this business for so long and so much longer than Neil, just like kind of, we've already said she's figuring out what the heck is going on with everything. So she's doing her research, fact finding.
Okay, can we talk about? Now we're going back to the sexcapade party, and I want to talk about Adriana and Neil in Neil's office. I don't know where she was, but whatever.
Yeah,
she was holding it down in some office,
smoking.
And she says to him after they have the conversation where she mentions Victor going to jail, and now you're going to be the top dog, and he says, I don't know, like, what have you done to me, or blah, 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 you betrayed me, and then he says, yes, I didn't betray you, I saved you.
They were going to go after you.
What did you think?
I told them to focus on the big fish.
Lauren?
Hi, Lanisa. How you doing, girl? Good to see you.
Any thoughts on that exchange? What I mean, do you think that?
Do I believe her?
Is Neil saved?
It made sense though, because I mean, if the head guy is doing it, what does the number two guy know?
But he didn't deserve it.
But I'm saying, like, from the outside looking in, what does the number two guy know? Like, what are you
as
doing?
a partner,
makes sense.
Guilty by association, I guess, at that level.
True.
So, but I don't know. Like, do I buy it that she?
We don't know
saved
yet.
him from it?
I know.
I think I buy it, but I think because she wants something else from him.
Yeah.
Of course she
and
does.
I don't necessarily know what that is, but maybe.
Can I say that?
You can.
You already did.
It's YouTube, Lauren. It's fine. And I actually already called, the guy at the SEC Biz Dick.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's all fine.
And you don't really know what I said just there.
No.
I was covering my mouth.
But she did.
But we did.
But she did. Blake?
Yeah.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, we needed one of those at the beginning of this.
Do we have that, James? A viewer discretion?
It's too late now.
I just want to know for future preparation.
That might be a good idea.
Some
in the
content
beginning.
may be deemed as inappropriate for
PG-13.
parties under the age of 13.
18.
15.
17?
17. Sorry, I forgot it.
21.
NC 17.
Anyway.
Yes. So good. Okay, so what I think is that, what I think first of all is that I loved Adriana's outfit. And I like how she straight up went with the man suit and was just women are in charge. I was like,
But
yes.
I didn't like the Madonna long pony. I got
to admit, I didn't love the hairdo either. But
I still love her. But
everything else was
on
perf.
Mm-hmm.
However,
not perv, but perf.
A little pervy though, actually. It really could be both.
All right.
mean, but yeah, I think that I never believe anything she says. Anything she says to anyone, I don't believe it. I think she has like deeper, sneaky, manipulative things with everything she does. But now she's like sort of in business with Neil, so it wouldn't behoove her to harm him in any way.
Right.
Financially, with his job, in whatever way. So, I mean, I think she is looking out for him in this scenario to look out for herself.
Right.
Got it.
But if he was even like being questioned in any way, or she just made it up to be like, oh, I saved your ass sort of thing, like me again, please.
Yeah, then it would have been, no.
Yeah.
Okay, also, who thought it was just very ridiculous that Simon ended up on the date with Audrey, and literally as they're like going at it, Simon's getting texts or calls from Donnie, his
I was
dad's
so
bodyguard.
upset by this.
Oh yeah.
He literally, so he says he's gonna go to get a drink, and I actually thought he was going to get a drink. Like, I thought he was just gonna call the guy back, but no, he actually leaves. Abandoned ship.
That poor
Audrey.
woman.
Well, yeah,
Audrey was sad.
If you're going to a party like this, like you are working, this is an important business meeting, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
You put your phone on
Transaction.
silent.
Yes.
You do not answer it when you're with a very high-paying client like that.
I was
like,
losing my
come on,
mind
bro.
watching this. I
was
couldn't
like,
take
what?
it. Yeah, like these women pay tons of money for
How
this
much
service.
money do they? Like, how much did Audrey pay for this?
I don't know,
party?
but many
I'm too broke
thousands.
to not be doing it. Not that much.
The fact that she paid so much money
manager.
for him to just answer his texts, I was so offended. I couldn't even take it. And then they were like starting to get it on or whatever, and then like he got the text and he read it, and I was like, oh my god, I would demand a discount after this.
He's like,
I'm complaining to the manager.
At least store credit.
Do you
know
something?
And he's like, you know what happens to like good? What is?
You know what
did he
happens to
say?
people who wait?
Good things.
No. He didn't say that. It was they come was his punchline.
They come.
Good things come to those who wait. So how do you piece it together so that they come is the punchline? But that was it. I was like, oh hey Simon, that was so cheesy. But
You know what
damn.
good things do to people who wait?
Yes, that was
They
it.
come.
There we go. Got it.
James, are you going to use that later?
I don't know about that, but it
quite
sounds
a
like
good one.
Khaliel's teaching basketball lessons.
Yes, I am.
He is. Every day.
Wait for
Follow
the
me
ball
on
to-
Twitter and Instagram for scheduling.
Do you think that Donnie didn't actually send that text and in fact it was Omar or whatever?
Yes.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you
Yes.
think?
Yeah.
Did you just like go that
I
could
mean,
be possible?
they could have.
I wasn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It would have been really cool if he would have been like, "Hey, come find my dead body."
Yeah.
Send.
I don't think the USA would have done
I'm
that.
sure. I'm sure they set it up like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Did
when I
anyone
watched
else
it,
slightly think that someone else was going to be in the trunk?
like Emma,
Yeah.
I did not think that.
I
Did I think that? I don't
I
know if
just
thought.
I didn't
I did
really
not think
think
that.
she was going to be in there, but I wasn't
could see
totally.
that.
I didn't know if it was going
I
to
could
be
see
a big
that.
shocker.
That
I
would
could
have
see that.
totally fit with my last week's prediction.
Right. I know. That's why I was.
And I
like,
didn't even think of
going
it.
that way.
Yeah, no. And then we close the episode. Am I leaving anything out before we close
No.
the episode? Okay.
I don't think so.
We've literally. I thought I was gonna do like a fluid, nice recap. Nope. Ping ponging. It was a ping pong,
okay.
funny.
Perfect.
That makes
anyway,
it. That keeps it entertaining.
Yep.
like a sexual romp.
Basketball game.
Like
Yes.
Exactly.
sexcapades. Okay, so back to the sexcapades.
Like
no, just kidding.
basketball
Like
games.
a sexual basketball
Like
game.
a sexual basketball game. Annika shows up at Adriana'S house after the sexcapades party, and thoughts.
That was
What
random as.
Is she on?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What was she on?
First of all,
that's a good question.
Little baby Annika.
Something.
Why does she know where Adriana'S house is?
Yes. Another
Why is
thought
she
that
going
Go
there?
there
Why
when
is she
Grace
going?
was staying there?
No.
She didn't go there.
It
at
was,
all.
it was from. She saw stuff. I think when Grace was doing work on Adriana'S house. I think
Doesn't
she
make
knew
sense because she was
But
on
why
the
would
road.
she go there first?
before last season she was doing stuff to Adriana'S
Oh
house.
yeah. You're right.
I think she's got some
She's
ulterior.
scared to.
I think it's a combo. She's scared to go home,
Right.
and I think she.
She's pregnant.
I don't think
Predictions.
That baby's
Why is she scared to go home?
because she's
she's pregnant.
and I think she's actually. I think she knows that Adriana has had an effect on why things are astray between Neil and Grace. I think she's an intuitive gal.
Yeah,
I
but
think
she
that
doesn't
could
know
be it.
enough to be like, I'm gonna go to this.
Exactly.
Does she even
mom's
know?
I completely agree with
client's
that.
house.
Completely agree with
Right.
that.
It's so weird.
We're gonna see some stuff.
She's pregnant with Mateo's baby. She's gonna have a little mixed breed
Whoa.
kid. It's gonna be really cute.
breed.
Dang.
Wow. Okay. Well, on that note, I think now we can do some predictions.
Well, and we see like Adriana's like, yes, my master plan.
Her eyes
it's
were
coming
just
back together.
lighting up.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Like Lauren's.
Lots of hands.
I didn't know what. I didn't
don't
even
know.
know.
I
I
don't
didn't
either.
know.
I
was
liked it.
It just came to me.
It was like limp
like
hands.
bad-
I was like, should they
it
be
was
like,
like-
up?
it was like little
should they be
limp
up
T-Rex.
for the show? Like
James said
happy
that's bad
hands.
Thriller.
Happy hands.
Limp T-Rex.
Bad thriller.
That's not the show.
It's like
for
little
limp
ghost
though.
hands.
This is like erect hands. Is this show erect hands?
Oh.
Yes. Yes. All right. Fun friends, what are the predictions?
Oh, we are just.
Wow. Tonight,
Lord.
thank God we don't have a guest tonight. Wow. They wouldn't know what to do with us
What
tonight.
are you?
Look, I'm just
No.
immature. That's
Hooligans.
Did we take the same thing that Annika took?
Likely.
Jury's out.
Jury
She's
likely.
a lot more like anxious than we
Yeah.
are.
True. That's true. Okay, so
She had like dark sunken eyes, and she was like,
My mom,
like all.
my mom was working for
yeah,
you.
I'm just
My
here.
mom was working for you, and
I love
I just
tea.
I know it's random
be
that I'm
great.
here, but I know I like tea. Yeah, tea.
It was
Michelle-
it wasn't right.
Michelle Deshawn gave us a little teaser that this was coming.
Teaser.
Teaser.
What did
that
she
this
say?
was coming.
What did she say?
She said that she was gonna be showing up a little bit, and it wasn't gonna look so
Wasn't
good.
gonna be good.
Yeah.
Wasn't gonna be a good look.
Yeah. But okay, so what do you think is going to be Adriana's game plan for this?
I don't know. I really don't.
I hope she's like a little bit compassionate about the situation. I don't think she's going to be.
Oh no.
She's gonna for sure
No.
use it.
She's definitely gonna befriend Annika
Yes.
and
For
make it
information?
for blackmail.
Annika knows enough for blackmail.
For blackmail. I think she's gonna like lure her into Adriana'S web and then use it as like because
Make her an escort.
No, just kidding.
Not,
Just
maybe,
kidding. I'm
I mean,
just kidding.
maybe. Well, she's 18. She's 18
She
now.
could be.
She's 18.
But I think
Not
she's
gonna
going to
happen.
do the whole situation the way she kind of did with Grace. Like, get close to her, make her really like her, like,
Yep.
as some, like, cool aunt figure.
Giving you game, fellas.
something, you
Pay
know?
attention.
Exactly.
And then she's gonna try to make out with her. No. Okay, I hope not.
Maybe.
Hey, we've already got, like, father, son,
Yeah.
mother, daughter.
It's just
Why
all-
not?
It's
Keep
all
it in
happening.
the family, Craig.
It's all happening.
Oy vey. Okay, let's hear predictions for everything else now. So let's move on from Annika. We don't really know where they're taking this, but we will see. But how about Arthur and Simon and Neil
Yeah.
and Grace?
Okay, well, I definitely think that at this point that Arthur put Simon back in his will to evade some sort of debts or something. I do think that those pieces are falling into place. Could be a complete shocker, but I think that it's all sort of falling into place and why he had to leave the country. But he brought Emma with him, and I think that there's something more to that. I agree. He knows that Emma and Simon still have a thing. I still believe that he's got something out for Emma. He's gonna do something to Emma, whether it's physical or leave her someplace or just do her bad, somehow. So I think that's still coming. And then I really do, this was my prediction last week, but I'm still going on it, is that Neil and Grace are gonna go into business together. And this is gonna be like the way of life for them.
Yeah, I think so too, definitely. I think we'll still see some, like, maybe we'll take our own clients sort of thing, but I think they'll move into more of like a managerial kind of, running the show partner.
Yes.
Here's
thing.
how it's gonna
And I
work.
think the threat,
less like, doing the work themselves.
Yes, like the ones on top, kind of
Right.
like running the show.
Like they're
them.
going to be
Ones
Heidi
on top.
Fleiss, is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
The madams.
They're going to be
and
Adriana.
the sir.
the
sir and the
the madam. Yes, and maybe even sort of try to edge out Adriana. I think that's going to be
I don't know if
like
that
an
would fare
upcoming.
well, though.
Well, but it might not stop them from trying, because Grace sort of foreshadowed to that in tonight's episode by saying she's going to keep doing this unless we stop her. She's going to keep doing it. So I think that's going to sort of rise again, trying
Rise.
to
Other
put the
things are gonna
kibosh on
rise again,
Adriana.
too.
Oh yes.
There's going to be a lot of rising again. Khalil, any predictions? For...
I said one earlier in the episode that that Grace and Neil would have sex with that TV couple.
Yes.
So I could see that happening, which
agree.
plays into
I
you guys' predictions that they go into business together. I think that might be the first steps to it.
Okay.
If Annika really is pregnant, I was just joking when I said that, but if she is, then hey.
Call it a prediction.
Hey.
Then hey. Okay, so for me, I definitely think something is going to happen to her. I said that last week. I still think so. Curious if we're going to get that sort of closure next week. Don't know.
Might be too soon.
Too soon, you think?
Yeah.
And yeah, I do think that the Neil and Grace storyline is possible. I just think that, I mean, they definitely would be able to do a lot story-wise for like a season 3 if they did that. If they operated their own business. And then obviously if it was like a rival to Adriana'S, then that certainly would create conflict. So that would be good TV. And yeah, the Arthur Simon thing, I hope we get more of that, because I think it's a very interesting storyline.
We don't have enough to
I want
make
to
a
see
prediction
some
off of it.
Argentina.
Yeah.
See what's going on down there, because I almost feel like with the Emma situation, I agree that she's going to be used in some, like, something's going to happen to her and she's going to be used as kind of like a
Bait?
pawn
Oh, okay.
or bait in
Pawn.
some way, but I don't know that something physically is going to happen to her, she's going to get killed or anything like that, but maybe Arthur's figured out, weaseled a way to make it so that she has to always be with him, and has something on her so that she can't leave him.
I think it's kind of hard to make Atlanta look like Argentina, but hey, give it a shot.
There's some impressive
Sets out there.
Yeah, yes, there are.
Give it a shot.
Well, it's heating up for sure. It continues to sizzle and heat and whatever else. So we should have a very exciting episode 7. And we will be here next Tuesday for that.
Yes, we will.
I'm like trying to think. Everyone out there, thank you for tuning in to Satisfaction, the after show here at AfterBuzz TV. I've been your host, Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean. And Blake, where can they find you?
I've been Blake V. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
I want to say thank you for joining us in the Satisfaction Hour. This has been your host, Khaliel Abooboo. Want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Spend this time with your family and some turkey. And in the meantime, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Khaliel Abooboo. Until next time.
I'm Lauren Salaun. You guys can find me everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube at Lauren Salaun.
Thanks to James, and everyone have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you, James. Happy Thanksgiving.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.